So good morning everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are joining us from throughout the world. It's almost 8 a.m. Eastern time and 2 p.m. my time. So we're just going to give a few minutes for everyone to join us before we get going. If you are waiting and are ready, you can make sure you have your mat with you ready. You can make sure you get some water with you as well. And you can sit in a comfortable position. So that could mean Sukhasana, that could mean Balasana, or Child's Pose. But while we wait for everyone else to join us, please just pick a comfortable position that is restorative, that's going to help you relax into our first yoga session. Depending on the weather where you are, you can choose to keep your socks on. You can choose to have a sweatshirt or a long sleeve to try and keep you warm. And as we start to warm up and mobilize, we'll be able to take the socks off, take the sweater off at a later time. And at the end of our session, when we finish in our corpse pose or shavasana, we'll be able to put the socks back on, put the sweater back on, and get warm before the final resting position. Okay, 2 p.m. in Belgium, 8 a.m. Eastern Time in Ottawa. So, welcome to your first yoga session with Félix. As I've mentioned, my name is Félix. I will be your yoga instructor for today. I've been working with PSP for the last 5 years, and I'm currently posted in Mons at the Shape in Belgium. So thank you all for joining me today. The goal of the session, since this is our first yoga session together, I'd like to focus mostly on mobility and focusing on our breath. So we will not be doing any power yoga or intense or advanced yoga positions today. It will be mostly to make sure that everyone joining the stream has the basic asanas, which are our postures, and can do those comfortably and without causing any injuries. Before we get started, if you do have any injuries, mostly lower back injuries such as hernias or bulging discs, or any shoulder or knees injuries, it is important that you please listen to your body. So I cannot see you, I cannot give you tips and corrective movements. So please, if there's any asanas or postures throughout today's session that is causing you pain, I have to remind you to please listen to your body and focus and listen. So please, if you do have any pain, just go back to your easy pose, such as this one, Sukhasana, or you can go back to Child's Pose, Balasana. Any medical conditions, please also listen to your body. Be careful with holding your breath, and also be careful if you have high blood pressure to avoid reverse postures. Lastly, please set an intention for today. This could be to listen to your body, to focus on your breath, to be more insightful and block out what is coming out from the outside. Or it could mean to be a little bit more intense in the different postures that we're going to be assuming for today. So please listen to your body, get your water ready, and here we go. First asana, the basic asana, I want you to go into your easy pose or Sukhasana. Okay? what I would recommend as well is you can use bolsters or blocks to elevate your glutes here. And the goal in this easy posture is to start with your chest up, shoulders down and relax, and the chin in. And as you assume this position, we're going to do a bit of pranayama, which is our breath work. So please follow me with the breathing of 4 seconds inhaling. You're going to hold for 1 second, and I want you to exhale for 4 seconds as well. So keeping your chest up, shoulders low and relaxed. You can have either the palms open up in the receiving position, or if you'd rather have them in the prayer position between the legs, that's fine as well. Find the position that is most comfortable for you. And once you have that position, focus on the breath. We've all had different mornings here, so it's important for us to ground ourselves and stabilize ourselves into the same rhythmic breathing of a 4-second inhale, feeling the air come into the nostrils, filling the chest, the lungs, belly breathing pushes out, holding for 1 full second, and then exhaling into 4 seconds. A few more breaths here. And it's important for you to lengthen the exhale. So breathe in for 4. Hold and exhale gently for 4 seconds. One more final breath in here. Big breath in, maximize. Feel the breath will open up the chest, fill the lungs completely, and let go very gently. Very good. We're going to start with the neck and the head. So you're going to bring the chin over to the left side. Look over to your shoulder on the left side. Feel the nice stretch in your neck on the right side. And at your own pace, I want you to move gently and bring the neck and the chin over to the right side. And I want you to move from one position to the other at your own pace, ensuring that the shoulders are low and away from the ears. They're fully relaxed. And since this is still the warm-up, you don't have to push anything further than it can go. Just simply reach the range of motion that your body is allowing you to reach. And when you're ready, change to the other side. Okay, bring the neck back to neutral. We're going to keep the mouth closed, and we're going to tuck the chin in and bring the chin up towards the ceiling or the sky. Getting a nice stretch in the neck and keeping the chin down, all the way down to your chest. Feeling a nice stretch in the upper back. So again, when you're ready, you can move gently up and down. And the breath is extremely important for the yoga practice throughout the warm-up, the grounding, the peak, and the cool-down. So continue with your breath. And when you're ready, bring your chin back to neutral and bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Feel that left shoulder push down, a nice big stretch on the left side. And let's go backwards for 3 big circles. So take your time. Assume each position here and focus on the sensations that are coming from the neck. Once you're done your 3, let's do 3 on the other side. And 3. Beautiful. Bring the chin back to neutral. Again, in your Sukhasana easy pose, I don't want you with the chest down. Try to actively have the proper posture. Next up, shoulders. We're going to extend both arms to the side. We're going to gently close the fists, and we're going to do circles. And while keeping the arms extended, you're going to move all the way up and all the way down very gently. Okay, switch direction now with the wrist gently moving all the way up and all the way down, keeping the arms extended as such. Okay, and relax the arms by the side. We're going to now work on your spine with an easy twist to the side. So we're going to inhale all together, both arms up. Exhale the right arm to the left knee and rotating towards the left. Exhaling. Bring it back up. Big inhale, both arms up. Exhale, left arm, right knee. Look over to your right shoulder. One more time. Breathe in, up. Exhale, over towards the left. Inhale up. Exhale, over towards the right. And let's do that one final time. Breathing in, up. Exhaling to the left. And this time we're going to spend a few breaths here. And we're going to focus on having the right posture. Both knees are down, opening up the hips. Looking over towards your left. Keeping the left shoulder down and away from the head. Every time you inhale, you can lengthen the spine. And every time you're going to exhale, I want you to twist a little bit more deeply. Good. Breathe in, up. Same thing over towards the right. Left arm, right knee, twist to the right. Exhale. Again, as you're twisting here, your right shoulder is low and away from the ear. You're looking over towards the right, behind you. And every time you exhale, you're going to bend a little bit more into the stretch. Make sure your right shoulder blade is retract. Bring this over towards the middle of your back. You're opening up the chest. Beautiful. Okay, bring the arms up. Big inhale. This time, left arm down towards the side. And the right arm, we're going to open up the right side of the body. And I want you to, if you can, look up towards the ceiling. Look up at your fingertips. Focus on your breath. And if you're bending forward, I want you to open up the heart to the ceiling or the sky. Look up towards the hand. If this is painful, you can look down. Make sure to listen to your body and see what you can and maybe aren't able to do for today. Okay, bring the arms back. This time, big inhale, left arm up. And exhale, right hand comes down. And we're exhaling, looking up or looking down. And feel the left side of your body this time. Open up. Again, if you're bending over at the chest, make sure to open up the chest to the sky. Big deep breaths here. Beautiful, and come back. If you're sitting on a block or a bolster, I'm going to invite you to remove the block or the bolster. You place those behind you, and let's take a bit of time to warm up our feet as well. So I want you to spend some time here, keeping the legs straight and forward, bringing both feet towards you, getting that stretch, maybe in the hamstrings, maybe in the calves, and then pointing the feet forward, getting a nice stretch in the front of the calf. Again, bring the toes back, inhale, exhale, point the toes forward, and one more time, inhale, point the toes towards you, try to spread the toes apart, and exhale, point the toes forward. Good. Moving on to our tabletop position. This is where we might start to get a little bit warmer. So if you do want to take your socks off and maybe your sweater, or maybe get a sip of water before we get going, this is the time to do so. Okay, so another basic yoga position. We're going to go onto all fours into a tabletop position. Here we have our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hips. And let's start with some basic cat-cows that I'm sure everyone here is very familiar with. So you're going to go at your own pace. I just want you to make sure that when you're inhaling, you're going into your cow position. And when you're exhaling, you're going to your cat position. And when you're ready, continue these two basic movements. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. And again, bring your awareness to your body here. So feel your lower back muscles contract and stabilize your position in the cow. Careful not to look up too high and pinch the neck. I would recommend to look forward gently. And on your exhale, we're warming up. Feel the abdominals, rectus abdominis, contracting, bringing your spine into a fully flexed position as you exhale. Let's complete one more round here. Big inhale. You can maybe try to go a little bit deeper. Hold it, stabilize it, and exhale. Okay, and bring it back to your tabletop position. This time, we're going to transition into our balancing table pose. So we're going to go one limb at a time to make sure we're doing it properly with the right muscle groups. So starting in your tabletop position, you're going to extend the right leg back. Notice the foot here is pointing downwards, getting a nice stretch in the calf, and then focusing on activating the right glute. I'm continuing to brace my core since we're trying to balance the body from 4 limbs down to 3 limbs. And now that I have the right leg parallel to the ground, I'm going to extend my left arm out. And if you see yourself in your camera, in your mirror, you can double check that your body is parallel to the ground. And switch. Let's do the same thing on the left side this time. So left leg goes out. I'm squeezing the left glute. My toes are pointing downwards. And focus one thing at a time. Engage the left glute, brace your core, push the ground away. And although we're not moving here, we're still stabilizing. And it still should increase the body temperature slightly. And when you're ready, reach the right arm up, forward, and ensure the entire body is parallel to the ground, continuing to brace in the core. And bring all four limbs down. Let's go into our almost tiger pose now. So let's bring it back to the right side. Extend the right leg out. Extend the left arm forward. Big inhale. Exhale. Bring the elbow to the knee. Think of your cat position. Brace the core. And inhale forward. Let's do 4 more. Exhale. Elbow to knee. Inhale forward. Exhale, 3. Inhale forward. Exhale, 4. Inhale forward. Exhale, 5. Inhale forward and brings all 4 limbs down. Very good. This time left side, left leg, right arm forward, big inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Think of your cat, think of bracing at the core. Engage your abdominal muscles. Inhale, extend, exhale, in. Inhale forward, exhale, 3. Inhale forward, exhale, 4. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Inhale out and bring the arms back under. Very good. If you want to get a sip of water before we go down into our first downward facing dog, this is the time now. Beautiful. All right. Okay, so now that we're all warmed up, let's go into our first downward facing dog. And afterwards, we're going to do a couple of sun salutations. These might be slightly different than the ones you may have done in a previous yoga class. So we're going to walk through each of the 12 positions together, slowly, ensuring we're focusing on the right muscle groups or area or joint. And after that, we'll do it fully with each breath in and breath out following one movement. So let's first start with our first downward facing dog here. So I want you to place your hands forward. I want you to bring the hips up towards the ceiling or the sky. And you can bend the knees here as much as possible. So bend the knees and explore this first downward facing dog. Trying to bring one heel to the ground and then bring the other heel to the ground. And you can play around with it, pushing the ground away, keeping the shoulders low, away from the ears, bringing the hips up towards the sky, and finding balance and stability. So for each asana or yoga pose, we need 2 things. We need balance or stability in the pose. And secondly, we need to enjoy and find pleasure in each of the asanas. From your downward facing dog, you're going to have 2 options here. You can either go to plank and do Chaturanga Dandasana, which is lowering down, or you can bring your knees down, bring your chin and your chest down, and then move on to our first cobra here. So cobra, very important. Keep your hips down and glued to the mat. We're not going into your upward dog where the hips are off the mat. I want you to keep the hips low glute on the mat. And again, listen to your body. If there's any pain here in the lower back, you can try to bring the feet slightly wider apart. Pushing the ground away, keep the shoulders low and away from the ears. And bring it all the way back down to your downward facing dog. One more time, just quickly. Again, try to place your heels down. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And then slowly, let's just walk gently our feet all the way to the front of our mat into our Uttanasana, or forward standing fold. And gently, vertebra by vertebra, we're going to come all the way up, starting with the lumbar spine, moving on to your thoracic spine, and finishing with your cervical spine. So, let's go into our sun salutation. Again, it might be slightly different than what you've done before. So first position, we're at the top of our mat, mountain pose. Bring your arms into your prayer position, hands to heart, we say. This is your first position here. So big breaths. Feel your feet grounded on the floor. All 4 points of your feet, inside, outside, forward, and back. You're fully grounded with a tall posture here. Second posture, bring the arms up to the sky, separating the arms, slight arch in the lower back. Inhale and exhale into your third posture, which is Uttanasana, or standing forward fold. And let's take a few seconds here. Bend the knees if you have any pain in your lower back or your hamstrings, as much as you need to. You can grab opposite elbows. You can gently move side to side, feeling that stretch in the entire posterior chain. Fourth posture, we're going to bring your hands down, hands in line with the toes, and with the right leg to start, we're going to take a big step back, drop the right knee on the ground, and we're going to come up into our low lunge position. So let's take a few breaths here. And while you continue to breathe and reach your arms up forward, I want you to focus on your right hip. Your hip flexors on the right side. So you're opening up the hip on the right. You can squeeze the right glute, extending the hips on the right. And if you want a bit of a deeper stretch, you can even choose to move in. So move your hips forward and downward slightly to get that right hip to open up slightly more. Let's take one more deep breath together. And on the exhale, both hands come down. We're going to our downward facing dog. So left leg comes back. Push the ground away, bring the hips up. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Lengthening the posterior chain, strengthening the upper body. Find stability, and remember to never hold a breath here. You're going to look forward. You're going to bring your knees down first. Bring your chest and chin down, and then you're going to go up into your cobra. So again, you can separate the legs slightly more. You can try to move the arms out forward or keeping them under the elbows, whatever is more comfortable for you. Find stability, squeeze the glutes, push the ground away, lower the shoulders. Focus on the breath. On your next exhale, you're going to push back to your downward facing dog here. Again, walk your dog if you'd like. Big deep breaths. And this time you're going to look forward. You're going to bring your right foot to the front. in line with your fingers. You can either go to the outside and bring it in if that's easier, or drop to a knee and then bring it forward. As long as you finish with your right foot in front, the left knee is still down. We're going to go up, back to our low lunge position. Notice we're now on the left side, so as you bring your arms up towards the ceiling, focus on the breath, and focus on opening up that left hip flexor, squeezing the left glute to extend the hips on the left side. And if you want a slightly lower or deeper stretch, you can move the hips forward and down, keeping the knee aligned with your toes. One more big breath here. And on your next exhale, you're going to bring the right foot back to the front of the mat in your standing forward fold or Uttanasana. You can interlace the arms and grab the opposite elbows one more time. Give yourself a slight movement side to side. And we're going to inhale, arms go all the way up towards the sky, slight arch in the lower back. And exhale into a prayer pose. Let's do the same on the left side this time. So come back to the front of your mat. Okay, so hands in prayer pose. This time let's go a little bit quicker. So inhale, reach the arms up, slight arch in the lower back. Exhale, forward fold. Take one deep breath here. This time, the left foot takes a big step back. Drop the left knee on the ground. Bring it up. Big inhale up. And exhales again. For a bit of a deeper stretch, you bring the right knee forward into your stretch. On your next exhale, both hands down, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, knees come down, chin, chest. Inhale, cobra. One more deep breath here. On your next exhale, downward facing dog. Few breaths here. Try to walk your dog. Bring heels down, bend the knees as much as you need to. Pushing the ground away. Bring your hips up towards the sky. Look forward. This time you bring the left foot to the front. Dropping the right knee on the ground. Bring it up to your low lunge position. Again, now that we're warmed up, you can move slightly forward and down with the hips, reaching the arms up towards the sky. On your next exhale, both hands come down. The right foot comes to the front of the mat. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Interlace the fingers. Gently move side to side. And bring it all the way up. Inhaling. And exhaling. Hands into prayer position. Good. So let's do one more round of sun salutation per side. Now that we're warmed up and we practice each movement and our body is open, let's do one more round of sun salutation on each side. And we're gonna match our breath with each movement. So we're gonna have to move a little bit quicker, but that's why we practice first. And we're gonna be able to do this together. So, feet at the front of your mat, hands in prayer position. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Right legs come back, drop the knee, inhale, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take one full breath here. Look forward, drop the knees, chin, chest on the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right foot forward, drop the left knee, inhale, low lunge. Exhale, left foot comes forward, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, prayer. Here we go. Last time, left side. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg kicks back, left knee on the ground. Inhale, up, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a full breath here. On your next exhale, knees come down, chin, chest to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, left leg comes forward, drop the right knee on the ground. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, right leg comes forward into our standing forward fold or Uttanasana. And inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands into prayer position. All right, well done. Grab a sip of water. And I will do the same here. Go back to the front of your mat, and we'll do one final circuit before we start with our cool down here. So, feet at the front of your mat, hands in prayer position. Bring it up, breathe in, slight arch in the lower back. Exhale, down, forward fold. Bring the right leg back. Okay, and we're gonna go up into our crescent lunge to start. So a bit more work here. I want you to make sure your arms are extended up, your knee is along with your toes, and the back leg is strong and locked, opening up the hips on the right side. Transition to your Virabhadrasana or Warrior One. You're going to rotate the back leg out towards the side, keeping both arms up towards the sky. And if you're noticing your front knee is caving in, I want you to push that front knee out towards the side, still reaching the arms up. Exhale into your Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. So again, knees align, back leg is strong. I'm opening up my hips towards the side. Both arms are extended forward and backwards. One more breath here. Keep the front leg strong. On your next exhale, you're going to reverse your warrior. So left arm goes up towards the sky, left fingertip reaches up. That front leg is burning. My right arm is on the side. On your next exhale, side angle pose. Left elbow on left knee, give a bit of a rest to that front leg. Reach the right arm up. And on the exhale, you're going to bring the arm close to the ear. And same as during the warm-up, you're not hunched over to the front. You're opening up the chest and the heart towards the sky, being stable in your position. And bring it up one more time to your reverse warrior. Very good. And on your next exhale, bring both arms down. Transition to your downward facing dog. Stretch out that left leg that might be a little bit burning right now. Going to look forward, You choose knees, chin, chest, or you can do your Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows in, lowering your plank gently, uncurling the toes, and coming up into either your Cobra, or you can come up into your full upward dog, depending on how your spine is doing. You choose. Big breath here. And on your exhale, transition to your child's pose, Balasana. So for this one, I want you to focus on bringing your hips down first. And you're doing the extending child's pose. So both arms out towards the side, stretching out the lower back. Great restorative posture here. Let's take a few breaths to relax our legs and get ready for the right side. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to come back up. Let's go back into our downward facing dog. This time, we're going to move the right leg to the front. So bring your right leg to the front of your mat, in line with your fingertips. And let's come up now into our first crescent lunge. Both feet pointed forward, about hip width apart. Bend that front leg as much as you can for today. Keeping the knee aligned over the toes and strong. Keeping the back leg locked. Opening up the hips on the left. Great movement. Open up the hips and strengthen the quad. Let's move to Virabhadrasana or Warrior One. Rotate the back foot out towards the side. Keeping both arms up. Keeping that right leg strong. And transition to Warrior Two. So take a look. Look, is my knee aligned with my toes? Is my knee over my ankle? Both arms extending out front and back, looking forward. Strong in that back leg, opening up the hips. Let's take a few breaths here. Feel that leg, I know it's burning. On your next inhale, reverse your warrior, right fingertips go up towards the sky, left arm down. Opening up the right side of our body, trying to open up the chest. On your next exhale, side angle pose, right elbow on the right knee, reach those fingertips up towards the sky. And on the exhale, drop the right arm close to the left arm, close to the left ear. And open up the left side of the body here. One more deep breath. And transition back to your reverse warrior. Last few breaths here. I know your right quad is burning, but that's good. It means it's working. Let's try to go a little bit lower if we can. Opening up the groin, strong and stable. Big breath here. Bring both arms down to the front of your mat. Take the right leg back, downward facing dog for a few seconds. Transition to plank, either knees, chin, chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana, Cobra, or upward facing dog. Keep the shoulders low and away from the ears. And transition to your child's pose. Well done. So in your child's pose, main focus is on releasing the lower back muscles. And since we're starting to cool down now, I want you to focus on what your body is telling you. If your arms extending is causing you a bit of pain or a bit of discomfort in the shoulder area, you can choose to, instead of doing the extended child's pose balasana, you can choose to bring the arms next to the body to the real full balasana. And as we're moving through the cool down, I want you to remember to breathe in gently, fill the lungs up. And especially for the cool down, I want you to exhale slowly. And I want you to have a longer exhale than inhale. So if you're breathing in for 2 to 3 seconds, I want you to exhale for 3 to 5 seconds. And what that's going to do is that's going to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system that helps with resting and digestion. From your child's pose, you're going to come up into your tabletop position. We're going to do our threading the needle pose with the right arm going up, reaching up, big rotation up. And on your exhale, you're going to thread the needle towards the left as much as possible, dropping the right shoulder to the ground. And now with your left arm, you can choose to place it behind your back, trying to open up the chest and the heart towards the sky. Or you can choose to walk your left arm as far forward and out to the side as possible. And as you're in this position here, try to move the head and see if there's any pressure on the head, because there should be little pressure. That should be on your shoulders and your arms. So please move the head gently and make sure you're placing it somewhere that's comfortable. And once you have the position, find the stability and find your breath. On your next exhale, bring the left arm back under the shoulder. This time, left arm reaches up, big rotation in the chest and the spine. And exhale, thread the needle over towards the right. Drop the left shoulder on the ground. Beautiful. This time with the right arm, you can either again go behind the body, or if you want, you can choose to keep it on the ground and walk the arm as far forward as you can. Again, move the head, try to find a place that is not causing any unnecessary pressure on the neck. And once you have the position, again, find the stability, find the inner peace, find your breath. Your next exhale, bring the right arm back to your tabletop position. We're going to go for a quick second into our downward facing dog. We're going to kick the right leg up, and we're going to bring that right knee to the right elbow and drop into our pigeon stretch on the right, uncurling the toes. And focusing on our glute stretch on the right side. So for this position, you might experience some pain in the knee. If you do, I would recommend to change to a figure 4, which you can do as such. But if you have no pain in the knee, continue into your pigeon pose. Make sure it's on the right side, and you can choose to bring yourself down onto your elbows. You can choose to bring your forehead down to the mat if that's available to you. Or if you have a block, you can also use a block and just gently place the forehead down. You can close the eyes and again find the stability in the movement and focus on the right muscle group. Okay, gently come up out of your pigeon. Let's go back quickly. Stretch out that right leg and that left leg into your downward facing dog. This time, kick the left leg up towards the sky. Bring the left knee to the left elbow into your pigeon stretch on the left and walk on back gently. Again, if you have pain in the knee, transition to your figure 4. If not, and you're feeling that glute stretch, you can assume the pigeon stretch position. You can bring your elbows down. You can bring your forehead down to the mat or on your block, whatever is available to you. And once you have a position, all you can do is focus on the breath. And gently come out of your pigeon pose. You can have a seat. Just over to the left side. And I want you to extend both legs out forward. Ooh. Okay, with both legs out forward, we're going to bend the right knee. And we're going to place the foot backwards. So I'm having the foot align with my tibia, and I want you to make sure that your knee is staying on the ground for this quad stretch, and we're gently going to start to walk our arms back, and depending on your flexibility inside your quadriceps, you might only be able to stay here, but if you can move gently back, do so. If you can gently move down onto your elbows, you can do so. And if your body allows you to, you can try to go all the way down to the ground. If you have a block to protect the head or to support the lower back, I would recommend using that as long as your right knee stays on the ground fully. Gently come back up, being very careful with your body. Extend that right foot out toward the side. You can give a gentle movement to the leg to stretch out that right side. And when you're ready, bring the left foot back. So again, we're going to maintain our left knee on the ground. We're going to gently start to move back. We're going to focus on our left quad this time. So gently move your arms back. If you can, if that's available to you, you're going to drop your elbows to the ground, opening up the left quadricep here. And with the help of a block or not, you can see if you can fully commit to this asana. Again, once you have the movement and the posture, focus on the breath. And remember to lengthen the exhale, which is going to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, and start to gently come out of that position. Extend both legs out forward. And for final position, we're going to go into our Shavasana, or corpse pose. So we'll get rid of any blocks or any equipment that might be in your way. If you're getting cold, now is the time you can put your socks back on, put a sweater or blanket. If you want to use a blindfold to fully block the light from coming into your eyes, you can also do that. Corpse pose, feet out on the outside edge of your mat, palms up towards the ceiling, dropping the back of the head on the mat. And I want you to, for one final time, focus on the breath in through the nostrils. I want you to hold for at least 2 full seconds. And I want you to exhale for 4 seconds. After the exhale, hold for 2 and continue in a breath pattern of 4-second inhale, 2-second hold, 4-second exhale, and then 2-second hold. And as you're relaxing into your final asana or posture of the day, I want you to fully relax every muscle, every joint inside your body. The only movement that we should be able to detect is the belly rising up towards the sky on the breath in, maximizing the lung capacity, and then gently coming all the way back down towards the mat. 2-second hold and repeating. Relax the muscles of the cheeks, of the forehead, of the neck. Open up the chest, relax the shoulders. Fully let go of any tension that is inside your body. And observe the calm feeling and the sensations that are inside your body right now. The lack and the disappearance of any stress or anxieties that you might be carrying with you this morning or this afternoon. And I want you to thank yourself, to be grateful to yourself for having taken some time today to take care of your physical body, but also of your mental health, your emotional health, and perhaps even your spiritual health. And on one final note, as you're focusing on your breath in your final Shavasana pose, I want you to take something away from this session, whether it was a feeling, a sensation, whether it was a realization, but something you can take away from this morning or this afternoon's session to bring with you throughout the rest of your day, to help bring to you a sense of calm, of peace, and of well-being. And I want you now, I invite you to start wiggling your fingertips and your toes. Bring some movement back into the fingertips and the toes, and doing some big rotation or circles with the wrists and with the ankles. Bring both knees into your chest as you're lying on the ground. Big knee hug. You can gently rock side to side. And let your knees drop to whatever side you're on. And with the knees on the ground, I want you to push up gently back into your seated pose, easy pose, or Sukhasana, which was our first asana. You can bring your hands to heart. You can open up the eyes. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms back down. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining the first yoga class. I'll be streaming live from Belgium every Tuesday, same time, 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.